Welcome to The Open Mic, where bold stories spark big conversations. Today we're delving into a story that, honestly, I came across in an article on dailymail.com by Poppy Atkinson Gibson. It stopped me in my tracks. It truly touched me deeply, right to my core, and I immediately felt compelled to share it with you for this deep exploration. It's a profoundly poignant and enduring narrative, one that highlights the relentless 17-year quest of a father, Brian Keogh, to find answers about his missing daughter, Donna, a quest that continued literally until his very last days. We're going to be unpacking the intricate layers of grief, unwavering hope, and a family's incredible fight for truth against, well, the most daunting odds imaginable.
It really is. The human element at the heart of this is incredibly powerful. This isn't just a story about a disappearance. It's a profound look into the sheer resilience of the human spirit and, the enduring power of familial love and that universal human need for closure, especially when you're facing the utterly unknown.
Exactly. That unknown element is key here.
And what strikes me isn't just the resilience itself, but how it's forged in this unique situation. This crucible of a missing person's case without a body. Brian's fight wasn't just for closure, maybe, but perhaps in its sheer relentlessness, it became a kind of defiant action against that void.
The defiant action, I like that way of putting it.
Yeah. As we unpack this, we'll see what this story really reveals about perseverance and also the kind of steadfast support that can rally around families in these just unimaginable circumstances.
So let's begin by understanding the heartbreaking circumstances. Donna Keogh. She was just 17 years old when she vanished without a trace in Middlesbrough. That was April 19, 1998.
Just 17. It's so hard to fathom.
It really is. Almost impossible to imagine a young life disappearing so completely. Her body has never been found, but tragically, police believe she come to serious harm. They believe she was murdered. She was last seen at a house party on Bow Street. And picture Donna. She was described as bubbly and ambitious, full of life, with a clear vision for her future. She had this dream of joining the Royal Navy.
Following in her father's footsteps.
Exactly, following her dad. Just 17. So much potential, so many dreams ahead of her. Suddenly just extinguished.
And that liminal space of grief you mentioned earlier, that's precisely what makes these cases uniquely torturous. What's fascinating and terribly sad is the impact of a missing persons case where there's no body recovered.
Right, no definitive ending.
No definitive ending, no physical closure, just this perpetual state of not knowing for the family. I mean, how does a family even navigate a grief that has no tangible endpoint, no funeral, no grave to visit?
It must completely change things.
Does it transform the very nature of mourning itself, maybe turning it into an active, unending vigil? And then you think about those young dreams, like Donna wanting to join the Navy, being so tragically cut short. It just amplifies that sense of loss beyond measure. It's not just a life lost, it's a whole future, a potential that vanishes, leaving this void that can never truly be filled.
And given that immense void left by Donna's disappearance, it really makes Brian's role as her father even more central to this unfolding tragedy, doesn't it? Brian Keogh, this central figure in the unwavering quest, he was a former soldier with the Green Howards.
Right, a military background.
A significant one. He took the Queen's Shilling at 15, left military college with diplomas. And this wasn't just his path. His family had deep military lineage, and his own brother was an officer, so service was in their blood. After his service, Brian worked as a doorman when he was younger, then ran his own family business, plastering and damp-proofing. Retired just last year.
So a long working life as well.
Absolutely. But all that, his entire life, was, as the article put it, ripped apart by Donna's disappearance. And for 17 long years, he embarked on this relentless campaign for answers.
And if we connect that military background, it really does seem to have shaped his unwavering determination. His solicitor, Simon Walker, described him as having this old-school character. You can sort of see that link.
You really can. That discipline, perhaps.
Yeah, the discipline, the sense of mission, maybe. Think about the emotional and, frankly, physical fortitude needed to sustain that kind of fight for nearly 2 decades. And this wasn't just emotional resilience. He was battling his own serious health issues during this time.
Right, the lung condition.
A lung condition linked to his work, yes. Yet the heartbreaking detail here, just utterly heartbreaking, is that the day before he died, Saturday, July 26th, aged 69, he told his wife he still had so much to do.
Oh my God.
He was hell-bent on keeping the fight going, even then. That dedication, literally in his final moments, it speaks volumes about his profound love for Donna and his absolute commitment to finding the truth, no matter the personal cost.
It's incredible.
It's almost as if the search itself became woven into the very fabric of his identity, a mission he just couldn't abandon.
That dedication, right to the very end, it truly resonates. His commitment was so profound, he even detailed his specific funeral wishes to his wife. He wanted the Union Jack flag on his coffin and a bugler, a final, poignant tribute to his service and his lifelong dedication.
A real soldier's farewell.
Yes. And it's clear that this immense burden wasn't born alone. That's important too. Brian and his wife always maintained that their family and, quote, the people of Middlesbrough kept them going.
The community support.
A huge community support. They truly leaned on their community, this collective act of empathy that surrounded them. Brian was also apparently overwhelmed by the exceptional care he received at James Cook University Hospital. Get this, nurses even phoning on their days off just to check on him.
That's amazing. That's more than just professional duty.
Far more. It was a profound demonstration of genuine human concern. So he wasn't just this determined father fighting a lonely battle. He was a much-loved father of three: Brian Jr., Michael, and of course Donna. And a treasured granddad to Chanice, Jimmy, and Tia Rose. This was a man deeply rooted in his family and community.
And that raises such an important point about how communities actually provide strength in these protracted tragedies. That level of care Brian received, nurses checking in on their days off, it really underscores that deep human connection.
It really does.
That collective empathy that can form around a family in such circumstances. It's not just professional care, it's genuine human concern. It's a recognition of shared humanity in the face of just unimaginable pain. This network of support family, friends, even medical professionals, it becomes a vital lifeline when hope feels so fragile and the path forward is just so unclear.
A lifeline.
It speaks to the psychological solace you find in knowing you're not facing this impossible burden entirely alone.
And speaking of burdens, there was another layer to their struggle. The family had long-standing complaints against Cleveland police regarding the handling of Donna's case.
Ah, okay. That adds complexity.
It really does, adding another layer to their already immense struggle. They brought in a Teesside solicitor, Simon Walker, to help with these complaints. And Brian was apparently always keen to express his immense thanks to Mr. Walker for his support through it all.
Right, so it became a fight on two fronts, in a way, for answers about Donna and for accountability in the investigation.
Exactly. A quest for answers about Donna's disappearance, but also a fight for what they saw as justice in the investigation itself.
And this isn't just a minor detail, is it? It speaks to a systemic frustration many families unfortunately face when a case goes cold or they feel it's been mishandled. What's fascinating here and very moving is Simon Walker's tribute to Brian. He described him as a gentleman in the truest sense of the word.
A gentleman.
Yeah, someone who spoke straight and spoke his mind, but he was always polite and respectful and thankful and appreciative, even while fighting this battle. Walker went on to call it the ultimate tragedy, that Brian hasn't lived long enough to see a resolution of this.
Oh, that hits hard. The ultimate tragedy.
It highlights the cruel irony, doesn't it? Such a long fight, and the ultimate goal remained just out of reach for him personally. But there have been cycles of renewed hope, things that kept the family going.
Right, moments of possibility.
Exactly. Like in 2018, Donna's disappearance was reinvestigated. There was a significant injection of funds from the Home Office, $3.77 million.
That must have felt huge at the time.
You'd imagine so. A real sense of momentum, perhaps. A site called Find Donna was even launched to help the search, sharing information widely, trying to harness public awareness. And as recently as April this year, the Cleveland Police Historic Investigation Unit made a fresh appeal. They said it wasn't too late for people to come forward, another spark of hope.
Yes, despite those renewed efforts, despite the significant resources poured into the case. Sadly, the investigations failed to yield results, leaving the family to continue their fight for justice even now after Brian's passing.
Such a tough reality.
It's a stark reminder of how elusive closure can be in these kinds of cases, and how even considerable resources don't guarantee answers when the trail goes cold.
And this leads us to this really profound idea, I think, of an inherited quest. Brian's mission is now carried forward by his family, particularly his wife, Shirley, despite their own devastating loss.
He's carrying the torch.
She absolutely is. It's a testament to the enduring power of his spirit that his fight didn't end with him. I mean, how does one pass on such a burden, such a deep-seated need for answers? It must transform grief again.
Into something active.
Into a form of active remembrance, a continuation of love. The whole concept of closure in cases like Donna's, where the truth stays hidden, It often shifts, doesn't it? Maybe it becomes less about a definitive answer and more about finding the strength to continue, to honor the lost, and just to keep hope alive in new forms, even if it's just the hope of keeping the memory alive and the question open.
And that strength is truly remarkable to witness. Brian's wife, Shirley, she stated that her husband's death caused her heart to break into a million pieces, which is just utterly understandable. But she is resolute. She will continue their fight and will never give up hope in finding answers.
That's incredible determination.
It's an incredible testament to their shared determination, isn't it?
Yeah.
A bond that transcends even death. And you can see that legacy reverberating through the generations, too. Brian's granddaughter, Chanice, shared this incredibly moving tribute on Facebook. She called him the most important man in all their lives. She wrote, I want to quote it directly because it's just so powerful. "We will never understand why, but have the comfort in knowing he's back in the arms of his beautiful daughter, Donna, and is out of pain. He was one in a million, and we will never, in this life or the next, meet anyone like him. He wasn't just our granddad. He was our dad, best friend, and our hero."
Oh, that says it all, really. What an impact.
Doesn't it just? It speaks volumes about the profound impact Brian had, not just as a father seeking answers, but as the absolute bedrock of his family.
That quote truly synthesizes the enduring themes of this powerful story, I think. That unwavering love of a parent, the sheer resilience of a family facing unimaginable loss, and the incredible power of a community to stand by those who suffer. Brian Keogh's unending quest, and now his family's continued fight. It tells us so much about the nature of hope and perseverance, and how we even define closure when the truth remains stubbornly hidden.
It really does.
It leaves us with this powerful question for you, our listener. In the face of such persistent uncertainty, what does Brian's unwavering commitment teach us about the human capacity for a love that just never gives up? And how do individuals and communities find meaning? How do they continue forward when the ultimate answer remains elusive?
This exploration into Brian and Donna Keogh's story has been incredibly profound, hasn't it? It's just such a powerful reminder of love, loss, and the sheer force of human spirit that can endure through decades of unanswered questions.
It truly is. And it poses those challenging questions. What does Brian Keogh's unending quest and his family's continued fight tell us about the nature of hope? Perseverance. How do we define closure in the face of the unknown? And how do communities rally around such enduring quests for truth, offering solace when justice feels out of reach?
Those are questions that resonate deeply, long after we stop talking. We really encourage you to share your thoughts on this discussion with us. And if this story, or perhaps any other, has sparked something within you, maybe you have your own inspiring stories, bold stories, that you think deserve a deep dive here.
We'd genuinely love to hear them.
We absolutely would. You can reach us at theopenmicpodcast@gmail.com. Thank you so much for joining us on this very important discussion.